The following statements are myths about suicide. People who talk about suicide are just trying to get attention. People talk about wanting to die, but by suicide do not try to kill themselves. Suicide always occurs within any warning sign. Once people decide to die by suicide, there is nothing you can do to stop them. Suicide only strikes people of a certain gender, race, financial aid. People who attempt suicide and survive will not attempt suicide again. People who attempt suicide are crazy. People who attempt suicide are weak. People who talk about suicide are just trying to manipulate others.
The following statements are facts about suicide. People who die by suicide usually talk about it first. They are in pain and often reach out for help because they do not know what to do and have lost hope. Always take talk about suicide seriously. Always. People who attempt suicide and survive often will make additional attempts, especially if the root problem is not addressed. People who talk about wanting to die by suicide often succeed in killing themselves. People who attempt suicide are in pain and probably have a chemical imbalance in the brain. There are almost always warning signs: depression, out of character mood swings, talking about suicide, previous attempts, etc. Suicide can be prevented. Most people who are suicidal do not want to die. They just want to stop their pain. People who talk about suicide are in pain and need help, and telling them that they just want something or are trying to manipulate is both insensitive and ignorant. People often talk about suicide before attempting suicide. Always take talk about suicide seriously.
Suicide prevention starts with recognizing and warning signs and taking them seriously. If you think a friend or family member is considering suicide, you might be afraid to bring up the subject, but talking openly about suicide and feelings can save a life.